back for our final segment of Roberts Rasslin Talk. I'm still joined by Big Kev. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Okay, well, we're going to close out Roberts Rasslin Talk with Battleground 2016, and it is this Sunday at the time of this recording, and we're going to kind of give our predictions on the matches. So we're going to start with the New Day versus the Wyatts in a six-man tag. So what are your thoughts on this match, Kev, and who you think's going to win?
I'm going to go ahead and give my prediction here that the Wyatt family is going to win. I'm interested in this match. A lot of people are torn on the whole at the compound, the Wyatt compound match that they had. Some felt that they were copying TNA, the Matt Hardy Final Deletion, I believe it's called. But I liked it. I thought it was interesting. It's unique. It's different. It is what it is. But I'm looking forward to this match at Battleground, I think. But I will say this, Battleground, the name, everything about it, I think this would have been a perfect opportunity for the WCW match War Games, the double cage, double ring. I thought that would have been really cool, the Wyatts versus New Day in that match. But I'm gonna go ahead and say the Wyatt. They really need this win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. They do need the win. So I'm going to say the Wyatts just for the simple fact of here's the thing. The New Day, they haven't been broken up. They're still going to be tag champs. Even if they lose, a loss won't hurt them. And the Wyatts really need to win and establish their dominance, especially Bray, if he's going to be out on his own. So I could see the Wyatts winning. And like the whole compound match, I mean, I did kind of like it because it was different from Final Deletion. Matt Hardy mentioned, actually talked to Justin LeBar on his radio show, Wrestling Reality on Tuesday, about the Twitter exchange, because I'm not sure if you heard about the Twitter exchange between Wyatt and Hardy about the Final Deletion, and Matt Hardy talking about being broken, and Wyatt saying, I'm the one that causes everyone to be broken. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that, the whole Twitter exchange between Bray and Matt?
I dig it. I really do. I actually, when you got to help me out with his name here in New Japan, the champion, head of the Bullet Club, when he exchanges back and forth on Twitter with Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
And
Kenny Omega, yeah. You're talking about Kenny Omega?
Yeah, there you go, Kenny Omega. And yeah, I dig it. I like the interaction of Matt Hardy and New Day going back and forth. We'll never see WWE versus TNA, but this is the closest thing I guess we can get to it is on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm in agreement, and I mean, I do like this. A lot of people were rumoring this may have hurt Matt Hardy coming back to WWE because it was rumored that he may have came back to WWE, but a lot of people aren't for sure. But I'm picking the Wyatts on this one. Let's move on. Let's go to another six-man tag. The Club, which is Gallows, Anderson, and Styles against Enzo, Cass, and Cena. Who are you picking for this one and why?
I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and just give a bold prediction here and go with John Cena, Enzo, and Cass. As we know, as we mentioned, AJ's going on SmackDown. The rest of the club's going on Raw. It's going to be interesting if Finn Balor may be ahead of the club, the Balor Club on Raw. Only time will tell. But as far as the six-man goes, I love the exchange from this previous Monday's Raw with Enzo and Cass and John Cena. It was humorous. It was really entertaining. They say things that really shouldn't be PG, but they make it to where it's PG. It's interesting. It's new. And but I'm looking forward to this match. What is this, like the second six-man tag they're going to have on the show?
Yeah, because we mentioned the six-man tag between the Wyatts and the New Day. So, yeah, this is the second six-man tag. I could say Cena, Enzo, and Cass winning this one just for the simple fact they are splitting up, because you could always have AJ Styles come back and solo beat John Cena here at SummerSlam. So, I mean, they could take the loss here, and it wouldn't necessarily hurt them. So I'm thinking they're probably going to let Enzo, Cass, and Cena win this one just for the simple fact of you can have AJ beat Cena on SmackDown and going into SummerSlam. So, that's where I'm going to go with this. I'm saying that Enzo, Cass, and Cena win. Let's go to another tag match, and we've got Charlotte with Dana Boobs, or Dana Brooke, is taking on Sasha and a mystery partner. So I want to say, first, who do you think Sasha's mystery partner is going to be? And second of all, who do you think is going to win this match?
Well, a lot of people are speculating that this is where Bayley will come up to the main roster and be the mystery partner for Sasha Banks. But if that's the case, that kind of just defeats the purpose of the whole draft with her being called up, in my opinion. But, I'm going to go ahead and make a huge, bold statement here and say it's Bayley, because I think that's the perfect opportunity right before SummerSlam. And I'm going to go with, if in fact it is the mystery partner is Bayley, I'm going to go with her and Sasha Banks taking this match.
I'm in agreement that I do think Sasha and her mystery partner are going to win this match, just for the simple fact of it is a mystery partner, and Charlotte and Dana have kind of been getting the best of Sasha right now. My fear is that they're not going to pull the trigger on Bayley and they're going to leave her still in NXT, because I don't know how much interaction Vince wants between NXT and WWE simultaneously. So I'm really worried that it's not going to be Bayley. I'm worried that they're going to pull a Paige and put Paige there. Now, to me, Bayley makes the most sense because of just what has happened last year between the two, because you had that classic match between NXT TakeOver Brooklyn between the two, where Bayley finally won the NXT Women's title, and then you had them main eventing NXT TakeOver Respect acting an Iron Woman match. So it just, to me, it makes a lot of sense that Bayley and Sasha would be tag partners, but I'm afraid that they're going to go with someone like Paige or something, that they're not going to pull the trigger on Bayley. But if it is, in fact, Bayley, it's not necessarily going to be the downfall of it not being the draft being pointless. It could just make Bayley a free agent, and Stephanie and Shane can kind of bid on her to try to get her to go to one or the other, because like you mentioned earlier, she is going to be very marketable, and like I've also said it for a long time too. Bayley, to me, is going to be the female John Cena. She just connects with all demographics. You've got her big fan on NXT, Izzy, which is a young girl. You have guys wearing the Hugger t-shirt. So, I mean, Bayley is just marketable, and I know she's going to be successful in the main roster. But like I said, I fear that Bayley is not going to be the tag partner. I feel they're probably going to make it Paige or someone. Okay, we're going to move on, and let's go to the United States title, and it is Rusev Crush against Woo Woo Woo, you know it, Zack Ryder. Who do you got for this match and why?
I'm not really interested in this match, unfortunately, Robert. I'm going to go ahead and just give a prediction here that it's Rusev. I think that the shocking win at WrestleMania for the IC title with Zack Ryder was very cool. It was interesting. But the next night, it was just like it just fell through. I don't know what happened. So I think Zach may go out there and give us a great performance. But overall, I think Rusev's going to retain.
I'm in agreement with the draft happening. Had the draft not happened, we could have had maybe Rusev lose the title to Zack Ryder. But just with the draft, the U.S. title is not going to switch shows because Ryder's on SmackDown, Rusev's on Raw. I don't think they're going to switch the U.S. title over to SmackDown. So I'm going to say Rusev wins, which leads us into the Intercontinental title match, which is between The Miz and Let's Make Darren Young Great Again, Darren Young. So who do you got for this match and why?
First of all, what in the world, Darren Young and Bob Backlund? What a unique combination. I'm not saying I like it or dislike it, Robert, but anyway, I'm going to say that Darren Young is going to win the IC strap here, the title, I should say. Strap is no longer a word you can say in the wrestling business, apparently. So I'm going to go with Darren Young. He's on a roll now. I guess Vince is really behind him. No pun intended. We'll just leave it there as anyway. But I'm going to go with Darren Young winning the IC title.
Now, if it wasn't for the draft, I could see Darren Young winning the IC title. But, I mean, with The Miz, once again, we've got Young's on Raw, Miz on SmackDown. I don't necessarily see a title change unless that they'll do the title change, Miz gets the rematch, and then Miz wins the title back and brings it back to SmackDown. That's the only way I see that they're going to have a title change there, is if you're going to have a rematch. Or unless they're going to switch it and have the U.S. title be won by Ryder, and they shock us there, and he brings the U.S. title to SmackDown, and the IC title goes to Raw. That's the only way I could see a title switch there between the mid-card titles, because I don't think they're going to have both of them on one show. So, I mean, if the draft wasn't intact, I would say that Darren Young could win, but I'm going to say that Miz retains the title. Now, Miz may lose the match, and Darren Young may win via DQ or a countout, but I don't think there's going to be a title change. And speaking of that, we're going to end this segment of Roberts Wrestling Talk with the WWE title, the triple threat match, the most anticipated match for a while between all three members of the Shield. We'll have Seth Rollins, the returning Roman Reigns, our boring pains as I call them, and the champion Dean Ambrose. So who do you think is going to walk out as WWE champion and why?
You know what, Robert? I had a lot of high hopes in this match. I didn't know when it was going to take place. I could have seen this as the main event of WrestleMania 33, to be honest with you. But with the whole controversy with Roman now, I don't think not as many people are looking forward to this match as they were before. Like I said, it could have been a main event of WrestleMania, for goodness sake, or SummerSlam. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Dean Ambrose retaining the WWE Championship in this match. I think it's going to be a great bout between the three. I'm curious to hear the reaction that Roman gets when he comes to the ring. Is it going to be even louder boos than ever before, or what's going to happen? I'm curious to see what happens in the finale of this match as well.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm thinking Ambrose is going to still walk out as WWE champion, and I think they are going to let him float maybe between two shows going into SummerSlam. Or I think maybe there's going to be a weird finish to where we don't necessarily have a definitive winner, or maybe we have Seth Rollins wins the title, and then you have a rematch. Maybe they're at SummerSlam. So, I mean, I can see something big, major happen. I'm going to pick Ambrose, but I think we're going to see these. We've not seen the last of these guys, at least until SummerSlam. We'll have them fight maybe again at SummerSlam, but after that, we'll see what happens. But I'm picking Ambrose for SummerSlam.
Actually, just to finish on that, Robert, you actually made a really good point. I didn't think about that until you started saying it, that with Monday Night Raw with the double pin, that makes a lot of sense, and it could be interesting. If, in fact, they go with two world champions, they could have a double finish, even though it's a triple threat this Sunday. They could have a double pin to where they didn't have, a definite winner. Therefore, one gets a world title, the other gets a world title. It could be interesting.
Or that could lead to a rematch at SummerSlam. Like I said, they could have a weird finish. Or you could have the title change hands to somebody, and then the champion has an obligatory rematch clause to where they have to fight again, regardless if they're on separate brands or not. Because like we mentioned, Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton are going to be on separate brands come SummerSlam, but they're still going to fight. So, I mean, you can still have something like that happen. But that's all the matches for Battleground. So that's going to be the end of Roberts Wrestling Talk. You want to go ahead and tell where people can find you on the interwebs, Big Kev?
You can find me on the information superhighway at beastmodekev.com. It will send you right to my YouTube channel. And on Twitter, it's at Big Beast Mode Kev.
Yeah, and I know you do a lot of videos that people can check out on your YouTube channel, so I'll definitely make sure that I leave a link in our video description below. But once again, thank you for being on Roberts Wrestling Talk. As you always said, the pleasure was all mine. So for Big Kev, this has been Robert Red. We'll see you all next time for Roberts Wrestling Talk.
Thank you.